All right, live here tonight on the American Sim Network. We are ready to go racing from the track that NASCAR hosts its championship at, or formerly hosted its championship at, and my camera controls, now they're working. I'm Matt Egan, riding solo for the time being as we get ready to go racing here. Qualifying underway in the Loose Lugnuts Racing League. And looking at Mitchell Reeves right now, let's take a look at our points standings. These drivers are going to be racing for a championship. Tonight is the night that determines who makes the final four. That is the hope that they are all racing for. They're all racing for a shot at the title. 4 drivers race next week at Michigan, and the point standing as they run right now, we'll take a look at. Standing in first is Mitchell Reeves. He leads by 1 point, only one over Justin Michael in the 87. Third place, Brian Abbott. Kyle Chadwick is fourth. Jeffrey Merck is fifth in the points. Sixth is Brandon Hunter Murray. Trent Drum is 7th, and 8th is Brandon Thornhill. Realistically, Kyle Chadwick has 21 points. No, I'm sorry, not 21 points to make up. He has 14 points to make up to get to that spot, or, well, 21 points to get to the leader. Jeff Merck, 14 points to make up to get to Kyle Chadwick, if he wants to get into that top position and get into the top 4. Kyle Chadwick, 4th in the point standings. That's going to be key for Jeffrey Merck here tonight to get 14 points. Call that an almost guarantee win situation is what he needs. He needs to win, and he needs Kyle Chadwick, currently the second fastest truck on the speedway, to have a really, really bad night. That's going to be the hard thing for Merck. He needs to not only have a really good night himself, needs Chadwick to have a really bad night. Looking for that 60 truck on the speed charts. I actually don't see him in the top 20. He hasn't posted a time yet, which is a bit surprising. I know he's in the field, but he has yet to post a time. Rolling out onto the track with only 1minute 53 seconds remaining. A little bit surprising to see there that he's coming out so late in the session. But again, nearly a must-win situation for the driver of that number 60 machine. I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed must-win situation, but if Chadwick finishes in the top 5 and Merck doesn't win, you got a problem. Even then, it's still a problem. Chadwick needs to have a bad race here tonight. Merck needs to have a very good race here tonight. Remember, 14 points is the difference for 4th place. That's the cutoff, and that's what matters here tonight. So Jeffrey Merck going on to fight for a championship. Will he fight at Homestead? Well, let's see what kind of lap he puts down in his first lap, and that's really going to tell us a lot right here. That'll tell us a lot right here if Merck will be able to fight, and he'll be 12th on the speed charts. Realistically, he'll get one more lap in, and this is going to be crucial here. Remember, Kyle Chadwick, 4th quickest on the speedway. Jeffrey Merck, 12th quickest. Out of turn number 4. And Jeff Merck will be good for, let's see, 10th spot. Still, compared to the 88, not the best. So Jeffrey Merck might be in trouble coming into this race. Well, Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I'm glad I could get on quickly here, Matt, as it looks like Mr. Shulcheski has some internet issues. Just getting a view of this qualifying. I would place your bet right. Jeff Merck's going to have to walk a long way to get a top 4 spot tonight going into next week at Michigan. So, that's the rundown right there, at least for Jeff Merck. I'm pulling up points right now to get a better understanding.
And we got a returning driver. I'd say new driver, but not really new, more so returning. The Canadian boy wonder himself, Dylan Gonez, in the 904. Back out on track here tonight. Glad to see him back racing with us. You'll remember him from the dirt side of things, and he's looking to make a show on the asphalt side of things. Maybe something like Zach McSwain. McSwain came from dirt and is done very well on asphalt. Maybe Dylan Gonez, a similar success story.
Yeah, I was talking with a group of admins here at Loose Lugnuts Racing this evening. Just wanted to get some more drivers on track as we wind out our season and get these guys that have been, up on the Facebook page and pressuring, us to get some seat time with our main crew here. So here they are tonight. Dylan Gonez, yeah, he could definitely be one of those guys like Zach McSwain to steal a win away, if possible.
Well, starting lineup coming at you now. Row 1, we'll be looking for Mitchell Reeves, Justin Michael. Row 2, the one and only Ronald Klein and Kyle Chadwick. Chadwick, of course, 4th place in the point standings, right on that bubble. But Jeff Merck needs a good run to get in that bubble. Row 3, Jack Watts, Ken Richardson. Row 4, looking for Jeff Gilmore, Brandon Thornhill. Row number 5 is Dylan Gonez and Jeffrey Merck. Merck needs a good run here tonight. Brian Abbott, Judd Danielson. Row 6, row 7, Tony Romack, Trent Drum. Then you'll have Timothy Smith, James Haney, Kerry Cleaver, Jeremy Crandell. Rounding out your field of drivers here tonight, 9 rows deep. So a bit of a smaller field as the sun sets on the Florida coastline as we get ready to go racing from Homestead Miami Speedway. What do you expect to see here tonight, Mr. Jeff?
Well, I would like to see, a name like Dylan Gonez or someone that doesn't normally win. It's probably out of the spectrum right now because you look at Mitch Reeves, Justin Michael, Kyle Chadwick, 3 contenders all inside the top 4, good qualifying spots. They're going to be there. Looks like Ron's going to be fast, Jack's going to be fast, and this is just based off of a little bit I've gotten to see. But a guy to watch out for, we spoke about him last week, Brandon Thornhill, probably needs to win the race and have Mitchell Reeves finish last and Justin Michael to crash, and all those sorts of things happen. So I'm rooting for someone like that too.
And he needs every one of 1,000 things to go right, and even then, still might not be enough to make it happen.
Well, I mean, the closest guy on the outside looking in, probably Jeff Merck, a former champion here at Loose Lugnuts Racing, has won at Homestead in the past, here on ASN even, to complete his championship.
Yeah, so he's got a good record here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Let's see tonight if that holds up as the cars are rolling to take it green here in just a moment. Cars rolling around there now, getting around towards turns 3 and 4. It is Mitchell Reeves that will have the pole position. Like I said, sun setting, so this race will transition from evening into night. Most of it will be ran in the nighttime. Green flag is out. Second to last time this year we'll be racing. This season, I should say.
Yep, good run by Ron to get past Justin Michael. I noticed a couple posts by the 87 early on tonight about being easy into turn 1. Matt, what have you seen?
Well, in practice, we've seen drivers, like you said, trying to take it a bit easier into that corner. We've seen drivers getting loose on the bottom. And I think the big thing tonight that's going to be killer, green flag pit stops. The pit lane entry here is difficult. Not only do you have to remember to take that access road, you can spin out very easily on that access road by giving it a little too much throttle. Battle for the lead now. Ronald Klein looking for it.
Oh, Mitch badly went into that corner. Chadwick gets a little bit of shove from the 87, going to get by Mitch. Mitch has to worry about the guy who's directly behind him, 87. That's where he's got to keep him.
Yeah, Chadwick gets second, though. Justin Michael fourth. Ken Richardson fifth. Back further back, it is Jeffrey Merck in ninth. Now, he started 10th. He's gained one position so far, but still a long way to go to Kyle Chadwick, who has gained 2 positions in 2 laps.
Yeah, I still think Ron, a guy that's officially out of the points still here, is looking really good. Fast truck early on. We'll have to see how long his long run here is tonight. I'm sure he's pretty good at chasing tires, but I'm not really sure. He was good at Milwaukee. He had a good long run truck until a caution that took him out of the race.
Yeah, I was talking to Ron earlier in the night during practice. He said he thought he had a good chance at winning here tonight. Thought he had a good truck anyway. So it should be a good race for him. I say, he can get out there and go winning. He said, well, that's the goal. So he's definitely looking for it. Again, out of the points, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have something to prove.
No, that's the whole thing right there. And there's a couple people on track that may have a little bit of proving to do. And, like Dylan Gonis, Timothy Smith, some guys that have been waiting in the wings. I'm glad to see him out here taking some laps.
Yeah, I'd say if anything, being out of the points, you would actually have probably more to prove by winning a race here in the later go and saying, hey, I might not be running for a championship, but look, I'm still faster than you, and I can still win races. Good momentum, too, going into next season.
That's what you definitely need, especially with the coveted next schedule up in the air as it is, and only a few people knowing about it. You wonder what we're going to run, when we're going to run. So right now you want all that momentum taking you into the next season, and it is the long summer, spring sessions that we're going to be going through. So, you really want to set yourself up. And Ron, I know, is not going to be able to make every race with real life stuff going on. So to take a win away from the regular points guys would be a key thing going into next season.
Yeah, right now it looks like he's got a good shot at doing it. Of course, only 7 laps in. Kyle Chadwick looks like he's a good contender too, but it looks like right now there's a wall of air, if you will, between Ron and everyone else. No one's able to touch him.
Well, Mitch Reed is beating down that back door right now on that 88 machine. Mitch did mess up going into turn 1 once, but Chadwick proves me wrong. He uses that high side, crosses over, gets to the left quarter panel. He has the inside mark on the 76.
Chadwick's looking. Can he get it? They're going to be door to door now, going through 1 and 2. Chadwick on the bottom, Klein 1 lane up on the top. Side by side now at Klein's quarter panel. I think Ronald Klein will clear him, though, down the backstretch.
Yeah, that was a smart move by the 76 to pen the 88 down there in an unfavorable position. He gave him room to make a mistake. Now Chadwick's got to get back into the higher groove. If you notice the distinction between the grooves as Justin Michael looks past 88 now, when we go through the corner here, there's like this light spot down there, and that is bad traction for the 88 as we saw last lap.
Yeah, you want to stay right in that dark rubber spot, which really lends itself to the middle and the high line of the racetrack at the moment. And that's interesting to see. Usually we see the bottom lane being favored, but as you mentioned, at the moment, the bottom lane of the racetrack, unless you're in 3 and 4, not the spot you want to be.
Yeah, good door-to-door racing right here.
Oh, hard in the wall.
88.
Looks like Judd Danielson might have tagged the wall there, right next to Brian Abbott. Brian Abbott will get by him. That'll be for position number 10. Danielson looks to his outside, just looking window shopping. Not going to happen for him, though, as he falls back.
That's another guy. We forget who's in third place in points at the moment is Brian Abbott. So he needs a much better improvement on the night right now. And he's doing well because the guy that's in 5th place in points that he's tracking, or the 60 machine to be exact.
And Jeff Merck is only 1 position ahead of him. That is a big thing there. If Abbott can get in front of him, that kind of guarantees in a way, well, it doesn't guarantee, but it helps ensure that Brian Abbott will stay in 4th place. Because at the moment, Kyle Chadwick will take third in the point standings if this race were to end right now, because it's only a 1-point differential. And that 1 point would be gained very easily considering the position difference between those drivers.
Battle for the lead again. Mitchell Reeves looking to go for it. Let's see what if he makes a mistake here. He doesn't go all the way down off the black, but Ron still pinches him. Plus the left tire's below. Ron's going to get a good run off, but I don't think it's going to be the same thing as the 88.
Well, he's going to get a little help from Justin Michael. A little bit of an aero draft. Not going to matter too much in these trucks. Ron's really going to try to pinch him down in 3 and 4, but that doesn't really matter in 3 and 4. You can get that bottom line to work for you. Coming to the stripe, I think Ronald Klein's going to lead the lap. Yes, he does.
Mal enters the 87 here. Now door-to-door with that 02. Put pressure on the guys while they're already racing one another. Here comes the 88 back strong with the rest of the field. Ken Richardson just out of the picture.
Yeah, Ken Richardson looking. He's in 5th place right now. Again, like I like to call it, like I say, he's window shopping at the moment. Not quite close enough to make a battle, but he's eyeing it up. He's eyeing it up for sure. When he gets there, he's thinking, well, where am I going to want to go? And I think right now he's going to want to go for the inside of Kyle Chadwick. We've seen drivers make that inside line work. Justin Michael making it work on Mitchell Reeves at the moment. Side by side for second off of turn number 2. Justin Michael clears him.
Yep, and now the points are tied. If the race would end right now, Justin Michael in front. So that's huge itself too. Just a position battle and points battle all around this racetrack at the moment. Ronald Klein proving spoiler as he continues out front. But we've been 2 short tracks, then Atlanta. Besides the short tracks, this is probably the toughest racing we've seen. Competitor to competitor. Barring, the track side of Atlanta.
Yeah, that is for sure. And you mentioned Ronald Klein running spoiler. Well, 15 laps in, soon to complete lap number 15. You know who's going to lead all 15 laps so far? Well, it's going to be that 76 truck.
Wow, what a run there for Ron. That's a good thing here at the end of the year to pull something out like that.
And Justin Michael slides back in line right in front of Kyle Chadwick behind Mitch Reeves. That is 3rd position at the moment. Chadwick looks low, looking for his quarter panel. Not going to happen. Slides right back up in line in front of Ken Richardson. Holds on to 4th place. Richardson looks low, trying to make something happen. Side by side for 4th.
Yeah, we saw this coming with the 88 making the same mistake he did last time through 1 and 2. Just got way too low at the certain spot, and like you said, Ken Richardson looked to the panel. 88 almost flirted with the wall there.
Yeah, they're going side by side here. Chadwick got very, very close to that outside wall. Still side by side. Chadwick looking for a good run right now, and Ken Richardson looks like he's getting a better one at the moment, but it looks like Chadwick maybe clears him. Yes, he does. Chadwick clears him. Richardson slides up.
Boy, those guys are eating up tires because the rest of the field right there, Brandon Thornhill now looking below Jack Watts. There's a ton of passing. Normally this is just like a 1-lane track here at Homestead. I'm very impressed with all the tracks on the racing schedule. Of how
Brandon Thornhill making contact with Jeff Gilmore there. That's racing Jack Watts as well. Gilmore just giving him a little bit of a love tap.
That's difficult. That's a hard love tap to take when you're in the corner.
Yeah, well, maybe Thornhill going to give him one back if he gets behind him at some point. So about 19 laps into this race, the first 20 laps so far, for almost 20 laps, just flying by. You think we're going to see green flag pit stops here tonight?
Well, I am interested to know if it's 100% that they have to take the access road or not. Because if so, they're going to be so far off the track that if they do mess up on the access road, it's going to be near impossible that caution comes out.
Yeah, well, they do have to take the access road here at Homestead, both in and out of pit lane. Gilmore looks low on Jack Watts. This is for 7th, and he gets it. Having someone in YouTube comment that our ticker might not be working. If Anyone else is experiencing similar issues, let us know. It looks like it's working for me. I see it working. I don't know if I'm missing something potentially.
It definitely doesn't work as fast as we like to talk. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It does its run through on the lap required, essentially, and then anything that happens in between the lap usually is us talking away.
Yeah, we talk a bit faster than it goes, but if it went as fast as we talk, I don't think you'd be able to read any of the names on it. That would be a bit of a problem there. Ronald Klein, I tell you what, 21 laps in, now 22 on the board. He has been leading every lap so far. I don't want to say he's going to win this race just yet because we still have a long way to go, but I got a feeling he's got a good shot at it.
Yeah, you know, the way he's handling that truck and keeping the two fastest guys in the truck series behind him consistently. It looks like he's fading just a bit at the end of this run. So I want to see how much of a gap he can create, and if not, can he maintain this lead? And obviously, if we're coming up to green flag pit stops, that's another key thing is to keep Mitch and 87 behind you. You just got to have a perfect pit stop. Ron can do it with the best of any. He's usually a guy that we find doing his best track to track, though. And no dig on Ron. It's just, you know, sometimes you're known for certain tracks, and I think Homestead is one of his, along with Pocono, and I think he does really well at Richmond.
Yeah, that is for sure. Right now, just watching Ronald Klein running away with it. Mitchell Reeves. Oh, I think I know why they're saying the ticker wasn't working. Because for a while, I had it showing just the left sidebar, kind of like what you see on Fox Sports nowadays, as opposed to the top scrolling ticker. That might have been it. That might have been it. We got one on pit road, by the way. Timothy Smith bringing it down.
Yep, 99 or the 901, however you want to look at them, on pit road. Blue is box. So he's short pitting. Already going a lap down, so he's just going to put some fresh tires on that thing and try to create some laps and welcome him to the league and see what he can do going forward.
Yeah, he was running towards the back of the field anyway. Remember, we only have 18 cars on track. He was running about 17th place. So he's not losing too much by going towards the back of the field there. Unfortunately for him, he is now 2 laps down. Looks like Jeremy Crandell's going to hit the pitch. Jeff Gilmore in as well. Pit stops underway here.
Yeah, this could prove difficult for our leaders if some of those guys are coming off the access road on pit exit. I imagine the 76 is within a lap. 73 calling it a night, Jeremy Crandell.
Yep, pulled it behind the wall, unfortunately. Chadwick is pitting. He's the first of our lead group to hit the pits. So Kyle Chadwick says he wants in. Good stop in. A little bit short in the box, but they'll call that good as they got the right side up. Looks like he's got some front end damage there, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look around this 88 machine. I think when we noticed him coming up almost kissing the wall when I said he flirted with it, maybe he did really flirt with it.
Yeah, maybe it was a little bit less of a flirt and a little bit of come over and see me. Because he's got right front damage and right rear quarter panel damage. That
87
car,
going down.
Little bit.
Yeah, 87 hits the access road.
Cleaver's in.
Justin Michael.
Kerry Cleaver came in, almost lost control of it when he came in. Trent Drum in his box. Justin Michael in this time. Ronald Klein still staying out, though.
He's doing the old mantra of getting it
He's coming
down.
now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was gonna come. There's no way.
There comes the rest of the leaders.
There's no way you let the 87 machine get that much fresh tires.
Except Jeff Merck, who elects to stay out. I guess he wanted that lap led. That is a bonus point there, isn't it?
Well, I would think Jeff Merck is just assuming that he's going to have the greatest pit stop in the world and flip-flop his top 10. Yeah, I mean, or he did the old trick of hollowing out the roll cage and door panels and putting some extra fuel there.
Ah, good old Smokey Unix strategy.
Yeah, glad you caught that reference.
I read up on my NASCAR history.
Jeff Merck's going to stay out for another lap. Are we sure he...
He hasn't pitted. I'm looking. It has a big 0 on the column that says pit. Him, James Haney, Tony Romack, and Judd Danielson all still need to pit. I got a feeling he's doing it because he's hoping for a yellow.
No, there was a good exchange of pit on and pit off right there. 87 got a position over the 02 on the exchange of pit stops.
So 4 drivers still need to pit. Those 4 drivers are your top 4. Romack will be the first one to bite in that hemp shack machine. Now, I'm watching Jeff Merck, and I'm wondering, is he going to come down this time? That would be my guess, and no, he doesn't.
Well, just as an update on some what happened on pit road, I think Ron had a bad, well, I wouldn't say a bad pit stop, but he had a competitive pit stop off and was stuck behind the 68 on the access road.
Oh, there you go. Well, this isn't good for Jeff Merck. This is bad for Jeff Merck right now because these guys are passing him. They're unlapping themselves. James Haney down pit lane. Merck's got to pit, and I think he wanted to pit that lap, but he had Mitchell Reeves next to him.
Yeah.
Because I saw him make a move for it, and then he had to correct that truck. I think he tried for it.
The only thing I could think that would benefit the 60 machine in this exchange would be a 0 tire stop, if that's even feasible. I'm not sure.
It'd be too slow.
Oh yeah, the tires would be so worn off that truck. You're probably running the right front at what, 75%, 60% range right at the moment.
And I think he wants to pit here, and he's not going to be able to because he's got the 57 to his inside. So yet another lap he has to drive around pit lane. I'm telling you, he wanted to pit when Merck was next to him. He could run out of fuel potentially.
Or he's figured something out that we don't know.
I don't know about that.
No, it's definitely a weird strategy. We'll put it that way.
I think it's not a bad strategy if he'd gotten a caution.
He's still praying for it.
He's coming to us this time.
Yeah, here he comes.
And I knew it. I knew he wanted to go down when Reeves was in front of him, and then he had to deal with the 57 of Gilmore. And now he's finally able to say, okay, I can pit. And he lost so much time on that pit stop because, man.
Yeah, just too hot entering. Oh, wow, that's old tires right there. We were talking about them, too.
I hate to say it, but I think that might be his top 4 Hope stash.
Well, Knight's still a little bit young, not too young. They still technically have one more pit stop to go.
See how he gets in his box. He got in good.
This should be a minimum 2 tire stop for the 60 machine.
It's got to be 4. I mean, he smoked those tires.
Yeah. They were definitely bald by the time they got in there.
He's going all the way back down to at least 12th.
Yeah, he was 29 seconds to the positive, but with that pit stop, obviously, I think he's going to come out, probably a little bit on the negative side.
The only saving grace is that we know he can go, like almost 10 more laps longer than the rest of the field on fuel.
Well, I mean, incredible clutch work on behalf of the 60 machine.
So if you think about it that way, right now he's got, nearly 10 lap fresher tires and nearly 10 extra laps of fuel. So you look at it that way, at the end of this run, he'll get that lead back and kind of inherit it, and maybe at the end of the race, something like that. I don't know about that, though.
Yeah, I mean, he could technically, start clutching now for the 60 machine and try to weather this on one pit stop. That may have been a strategy call that he was doing right there. I think he was more or less trying to catch a caution, but, so goes racing. Sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, we talked about it for a long time, Matt, how we were getting cautions right around the green flag pit stop time, not here at Homestead.
Yep. Well, I mean, hey, they tried something and, unfortunately just didn't work out for him.
No, he still has a little bit of time to make up some strategy work. At least he's on the lead lap. I'll say that much. But he's got no draft help and probably some left front damage there. It looks like it's pretty much buffed out. I don't think he hit it too hard. And Judd Danielson off the track.
So that is two drivers now, 16 left in this race. Only 14 on the lead lap. Kerry Cleaver and Timothy Smith in the 99 are all lapped down. Timothy Smith, the 901 officially on the scoring monitor, 99 on the track. Dylan Gonaz is having a good night back, having a top 10 run.
No, that's what you want to do right now. And I think I saw a post from him on the Facebook side of things. And I do mention Facebook a lot, people. If you haven't gone already over to the Loose Lugnuts Facebook page, it's the best way to stay involved in the Loose Lugnuts racing group. Just check him out. But he was saying he just got his iRacing back and wanted to hit the asphalt and dirt as much as possible.
Yeah, well, good choice. Good league to do it with. Closing in on 40 laps to go. Justin Michael leads to the tune of 1.29 seconds. Ken Richardson in third. Fourth is Gilmore. Fifth, the driver that was running in the lead for the first 20 laps. Brandon Thornhill looks like he's dropped out. Might have been connection.
We've had some, no, he's back. We've had some storms here in the south over in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana, at least on the coast side of things. So maybe he's experiencing some internet connection there. Oh boy, hope his ping come down. There it goes. He was at like 500 ping.
Yeah, that was a long blink too. That's why I thought he dropped, because he was gone for about most of the straightaway.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about him. That 16 you mentioned, Ken Richardson. Hopefully it's just an interview curse I put on him and not just a watching curse. But what a way to end the season. A band that has had an incredible time getting around the track. Not saying that some of the crashes that he was involved in weren't his fault, but the amount of stuff that he was involved in and finding some podiums here at the end of the season has to feel like some sort of accomplishment after, what I think he considers just a difficult season.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And if he could go to victory lane tonight, that would be massive. And with about 41 laps to go at the stripe, definitely a potential for it.
Yep. The two guys in front of him are racing for points. Ken's not, so he could try something. And it looks like Justin is losing a little bit of time, or maybe he just lost some out of whatever corner. As Mitch is now under a second, now up to almost 8/10 behind Justin Michael in the 87.
Yeah, Justin Michael doing a great job leading the show right here. He is led for 10 laps this time by. Now, I've got to imagine this is going to be similar to Ronald Klein, where he's going to lead for quite a while,
Yeah, I imagine just getting past the leader itself is hard enough. We saw some great passing in the beginning when they were jockeying for position early on. That pit stop has really spaced people out, and it is what it is right now. So now it's all about fighting the track, and hopefully you can catch a competitor. If Mitch does catch Justin Michael, it'd be an interesting battle. Let's say that.
Yeah, right here, 47 laps in. Mitchell Reeves, he is closing in. I'm watching his laps, and he is lapping better by about a tenth a lap. Or no, I'm sorry, that was his hot lap. He's a little, but he is actually still better by about a tenth.
Yeah, which is unusual. These guys are usually even par on how they get tires down. Technically, Justin Michael is on 1 lap older tires. Not that that should make too big of a difference, not a tenth a lap. So who knows what's going on in the 87 machine? Maybe he's clutched it a couple laps to see if he could stretch a couple extra gallons.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. Maybe he's taking a page out of the Jeff Merck playbook, like you mentioned.
Yeah, I think like if we go talk about the 60 again, that's definitely his key to top 4 upset. Jeff Merck would be to make this a 1 pit stop, and he'd have to stay on the track right now. And he hasn't gained, or I figured he'd be around the 15-second mark, and the 60 machine is. So he could do it. He's a lot of clutching though.
And right now, 49 in. Looks like Trent Drum side by side with Jeff Merck. Now the sun's going down a lot more. Do you think we're going to see the action heat up at all?
Yeah, I mean, it could play into the track. I mean, the track is still relative to the air temperature and whatnot. I just don't think we'll see that much of an increase until we're on new tires again. And then we'll see the speeds pick up, and by that time, if you're not close to your competitors within those final 15 laps after the next green flag pit stop, I don't think you're going to have much of a chance of gaining any position.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Mitchell Reeves all over the back bumper now with Justin Michael. So here you go.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds at one point to catch the 87. The 02 has done it.
There's your battle playing out. This is for the race lead. This is for also the championship lead as well.
Yeah, technically, right now as it stands, like I mentioned, 87 being in front of the 02. That's 1 point plus to 87, which ties us up going into next week at Michigan. So those two just need to not be around each other next week, whichever way it falls. And you know they're going to, and it's going to be exciting.
Yep, without a doubt. But yeah, right here, 53 laps in, who's going to take the lead? Now, next week, I'm assuming the points don't reset completely and it doesn't become winner takes all. That would be interesting to see, though.
That's the way we thought each round was going to go. Well, when we were told it was going to be closer in NASCAR. But whatever it is right now. We haven't seen a reset in points, so I would assume no. If you're not going to do it for top 8, then I don't think you should do it for top 4.
Well, we'll see what happens. If they do, it would be very exciting to see a winner-takes-all battle. But if not, then it'll be interesting to see the points battle play out.
Yeah. Those first couple laps at Michigan next week, as long as things stay the same here, as Mitch goes up the track just a bit. If everything stays the same, it's going to be hell those first 5 laps. A lot of side-by-side battles, and it could get wild.
And right here, 55 laps into the race.
I think the 76 has pitted. I think also Dylan Gonis has pitted. I'm not quite sure what happened to 76. Yeah, 76 with a short pit there.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I don't think that's a horrible strategy, and looks like Abbott and Thornhill also down. Trent Drum is in.
I don't think Brian Abbott should be making this move, though. He should be doing whatever the leaders are doing.
That's true.
Thornhill obviously has to make whatever move he can. Same thing goes with Kyle Chadwick. He needs to stay out on track for just a little bit longer. Needs to have even par with tires with the leaders, being Justin Michael and Mitchell Reeves.
So looks like out and away, good pit stop for that team. Gonez taking extra time. Looks like bad stop for him.
Yep, seen some spoiler damage or maybe bumper damage on that 904.
Yep. So he had a pretty bad pit stop, but not too horrible. Still battling for the race lead as they're getting ready to pit, I would imagine.
Yeah, you know, the 87 and the 02 will, they better communicate or that could just be nasty. But,
yeah, this is where you might see a caution.
Pass for the race lead. Sorry if I seem to be yawning. I think that last second connection there and the medicine are finally kicking in.
So right now, battle for the lead to the inside is Mitchell Reeves. Does Mitchell Reeves get the lead? Yes, he does. So that's a pretty good run there for Mitch Reeves.
There goes Justin Michael. Wow, that was a hot pit stop. He's on the brakes. I'm going to keep with him.
Yeah, we're looking. He's coming in pretty hot. You can see it. Look at his brake rotor. You can see it glow just a little bit.
Yeah, he's hard on those rear brakes.
Wiggled it.
He was steering the top of that wheel real tight. He knew he came in a little bit hot. You cannot slide the brakes, though, on that access road. It will just take the wheels out from under you.
Hey, but he didn't wreck the car. That's the important thing. Mitchell Reeves down.
So a reverse fortune here. Justin Michael pitted first last time. Mitchell Reeves before him. So I don't know. Ken Richardson, if he isn't speeding here, just made up an incredible amount of time on that access road.
I don't think he was, because remember, it is timed in sectors, so if you're a little fast in, as long as you're not too fast through the whole sector, you will be all right.
Yeah, you just don't want to break like a 2 to 3 mile an hour barrier on entry.
So it looks like Ken Richardson will be okay. They are putting up the tires on that truck. Mitchell Reeves will probably get out first. As well he does, but Ken Richardson, great pit stop, I tell you what.
Yeah, that's going to make up a lot of time.
Look who cycles to be the race leader now.
I kind of figured this was coming. And
think about it, he can go further.
He's going to have about a 30-second, maybe not that much, maybe about 27 seconds over maybe Justin Michael if we think about the leaders coming out of pit road.
And right now, 61 laps in.
Chadwick just getting off of his pit stop. He's going to cycle. Oh, he's through the grass. That's going to be a bad exit. He might have to serve a penalty. Oh, wait, that was on entry there, so. What are these access roads? Get me backwards.
So, Jeffrey Merck, your leader. Chadwick down. Ronald Klein third. How long do you think Merck stays out?
Oh, Merck has to stay out all the way. Ron short pitted those tires and tracks.
And caution, caution.
Wow.
This is what Jeff Merck was waiting for. And this is what's really going to help him. What even happened?
I'm not sure. My quick thing here went to the 99. Maybe it was between the 68 and 82? No?
Well, we'll take a look, try and find who might have been our culprit. We'll go back to when the pace car put its lights on. There it is. As we cycle through the field. Oh, James Haney. What was he doing? He was going through the road course.
Oh, he got confused on the access roads there.
How though?
Oh,
like,
boy, just that.
so he goes down. I'm just trying to make sense. He goes down onto the road course.
Maybe carrying too much speed. I'm not really sure, but he veered left like that's the access road he wanted to take.
Now, I know typically you don't like talking to the drivers that bring out the caution.
Not in the playoffs.
We're going to break that rule here because, I mean, I'm sorry, but I have to know. James Haney, do you have a copy on me? Car number 55, you got me? Alright, looks like no response there, so we'll let him get back down with his team. And we'll assume, like you said, he got mixed up potentially on those access roads. Well, this is going to help Jeff Merck quite a lot.
Yeah, he's got 4 fresh tires and
full tank of gas.
Well, I wouldn't say a full tank. I hope he's evening out right here.
Put it this way, probably put enough to get to the finish.
Yeah, that's what I would do. And who it hurts is the 87 and the 02. Now they got Ronald Klein, who is a potential leader of this race, who looks to have a little bit of damage. Boy, I'm not sure where he got that from. Is Jeff Burke staying out?
No, he pitted.
Okay. I'm sitting here going, wow.
He's got 2 pit stops. I'm looking at the chart.
Yeah, so, 60's the winner here of that, and 76 has... Anyone that was on the lead lap here is a winner, in my opinion. Because now you got the 87 and the 02. They're not miles ahead of you.
So right now, as we get ready to go back to green, is there any driver you want to talk to?
Well, I'm going to bring up that 60 machine and see what he has to say. Jeff, you got a copy?
I do, Mr. Wood. What's up?
Well, I thought you were going to try to test the waters and with the, what you had to do for points and go for the long shot of running your fuel, but it looks like caution helps you and you find yourself back in the lead.
That's right, man. Better be. Who's that said better be looking than good any day of the week? Yeah, I was going to try the old 2-tire deal and see what that got me. Gives me any spots that I could on Chadwick, and caution just dropped me out. So, man, can't beat that.
No, that's for sure. I mean, one caution, simple enough caution, but late in the race, as we're going to double up real quick. Maybe you're not as fast as those 2 other guys or 3 other guys behind you. What can you do here? Is it just spacing between you and the 88?
Yeah, that's just the only thing I can hope for right now. Is I just need to get as many spots between me and him as I can, and I've heard the clean air is a big deal here, so we're going to see what happens.
All right, well, going down the backstretch here. Good luck. We'll let you get down there to the team.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so getting ready to go back to green flag racing. I'll let you get the green here, Jeff, and, it should be an interesting restart.
Yeah, a very pivotal restart for the 60. 68's now in the mix. 87 and the 02 are still playing points battles side by side from one another, which I don't expect to change. It's going to be fun. 60 with a quick jump, green flag back out. Like he said, clean air could be key for his truck.
Good restart there. This could prove the key move of the race.
Brandon Thornhill down on that bottom. Ken Richardson still running high with those leaders at the moment.
Yeah, look at this right there. Look at Brandon Thornhill diving it in. 18 to go.
That's the way he has to run, unfortunately. He's got to give it his all right here.
Well, I think here's your problem, though. Kyle Chadwick, I think he's still... Well, actually, he might not be. I think Chadwick being in 12th, if Merck wins this race, that might be 4th place for Jeffrey Merck locked up.
It's a 14-point swing.
Difference.
Yeah, so there'd be a bonus point for the win. And I just think Chadwick has to finish just a little bit further back. As long as Chadwick doesn't fall off the lead lap or crash his truck.
Well, do they do NASCAR points where it's 40 points for the winner?
I believe it's 43, or obviously 40, something like that. Whatever the top market is.
Right, and then a bonus point for winning.
Mm-hmm.
And for leading a lap, so that's 45. And then I'll get back to you on that. I'm going to do some quick math. I'm going to. I'll be getting back to you.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, we haven't seen the 60 truck out front like this for most of the evening, so.
Now, has Chadwick led a lap tonight? I don't believe so.
He might have. I'm just going to assume so in the pit cycle exchange.
I'll factor in that he has. So he'd get 13 points for finishing where he did. And yeah, right now it looks like that Jeff Merck would win that points battle. Not by much. Jeff Merck doing the calculations, if he gets 45 points here, the 2 bonus points for winning on top of the 43, one for winning, one for leading a lap, he'd be at 2,221 points. Kyle Chadwick, 13 points for finishing 12th. Well, now it would be only 12 points. He'd have 2,203. Or 2,202. So Kyle Chadwick would be going home.
That'd be interesting to see. We all just wait up on the upload as it is. A lot of the points have been done manually, so.
Now, mind you, again, that's just an estimate, but.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. It's tight. 60 is definitely doing what he has to and got lucky in the situation that he had to.
If my estimate proves correct, Merck is good by quite a few points. Merck could fall back maybe 1 or 2 positions. I wouldn't want to if I were him, but he's running in the green, and that's what he needs.
Well, I just find that weird on your math right there. If they both have led a lap and there's only 14-point separation with only a 12-car separation on track, I would find just a quick math scenario of Chadwick being 2 points ahead of Jeff Merck at this point.
Well, I think you might be right, but because the way I did because Chadwick would be getting about 12 points for his finish on top of 2,190 points plus 12, and then Merck would be 2,176 plus 43. For the way, and I'm stupid. I'm doing that very incorrect though. I just realized because that would be about. My brain. I don't like math. See, this is the problem. Because it would be whatever.
That's
43 minus 12, and that would be like 30 something.
What a race here though for the top 3, top 4 guys as we're figuring out calculations. I would say even top 7 guys. They're all just sitting there making their moves. We're worried about Kyle Chadwick finishing a race. Jeff Merck's not relenting that lead. Justin Michael can get right to the rear bumper, and if it comes down to it, of Justin Michael having a 1-point gap over Mitch Reeves, he might want to figure out how to get around the 60. Okay,
so I did the math accurately now, and and Chadwick would be getting about 30 points, right? And with 30 points at Chadwick, if I'm doing this math right, Jeffrey Merck would be leading by 1 point. If he wins the race. If he loses the race, they're tied. And if Chadwick gains 2 positions, Merck's out.
Well, I think the 88 feels safe because he's not pressuring anything. I think the 88 doesn't like your math.
I don't like
He's not-
my own math. I'm going to be honest with you.
He's not hustling too far. Really, it all comes down to this right here. 87, the 02, the 60. Looks like Brandon Thornhill is slowing up to 16 just a bit.
Yep. It comes down to Merck needing this win. Without a doubt.
We've said he's put the old grindstone down here before at the track, won a couple of championships in the same season.
Yeah, but look at Michael all over his back bumper.
I think the 87 could get around him if he wanted to. Does he put the move on him? I'm not sure.
But yeah, I think I'm doing that math right, because then that would be 2,190 plus 30. Because Chadwick would be getting 30 points for 13, which would then be, 2,220. That sounds about right? I'm hoping.
I'm assuming Dan Elisa will figure it out for us at the end. I'm sure Ron will get those points up straight away. Speaking of that 76, is he still on track? He's 8th.
Yeah, 8th place. Jeff Merck, though, still holding on to the lead with 6 to go. I tell you what, barely holding on to it, though. What would happen in the event of a tie? That's my question.
Top 5, top 10. That's the way Dan Elisa figures it. At least on the points battle, when they stack them on a tie, the guy with more top 5s would be on top, and obviously you go down after that to top 10s, and then first off it would be wins in the first place.
10-4 on that one.
Outside move coming here. 60's gonna watch up just a bit. 87 not liking that.
Yeah, the 60's fighting for a chance at a championship. The 87 is as well.
Yeah, 87 is trying to get a 1-point marker though.
Yeah, and the 60's fighting to stay alive. Chadwick has gained a spot. Chadwick is 12th. That would tie them in the points if my math was correct.
Here goes the 87 now low. 60's going to tuck him down there.
If Merck finishes second, that gives Chadwick the points lead for 4th. 3 wide now. Remember, Jeffrey Merck, he has to win this race to have a chance.
This is getting nail-biting.
Kyle Chadwick 12th. Keep an eye on that 88 on the left side of your screen. Jeff Merck leads with 3 laps to go at the line. They would be tied for position right now.
Here comes Thornhill. Thornhill's got to make a march somehow.
Brandon Thornhill looking 2 more circuits of the racetrack. It is all Jeff Merck. He needs the win. Justin Michael wants the points lead. Thornhill just wants to be a factor. 2 laps to go.
These are going to be pivotal 2 laps for the 60. The 87 looks like he's setting up for a final lap pass, or at least a run at it. Got to get back to that back bumper. Finally got some clean help behind him with the 02.
Lap and a half. Down into 3 and 4. Justin Michael looking. Brandon Thornhill secures 4th. Final lap of the race presented by Over the Top Paints and Designs, coming at you.
Whatever the case may be, we'll during our interview setup and interviews, we'll be refreshing that Dan Elisa page.
Well, again, if I did my math correctly, they'll be tied if Jeffrey Merck can win this race. That's a pretty big if right now. Justin Michael, he dives it in deep. Can he make it stick? At the moment, he wiggled it. They're wrecking behind him.
Contact. Yeah,
They saved it.
Good for the 0-2 to save it.
Jeffrey Merck gets a win in the ASN machine. Yes, he does. Battle for third. I think Thornhill got it.
Yeah, he did.
Justin Michael's second.
That's a 2-point swing difference there for the 0-2 going into next week. That is actually significant. The way we've seen these guys race all season, the 0-2 being 2 points behind now.
That's big. Ken Richardson fourth, fifth place. Mitchell Reeves, Abbott, Gilmore, Klein, Jack Watts, Dylan Gonez, Tony Romack, Kyle Chadwick 12th. That is big because that is 31 points Kyle Chadwick gets here tonight, and that means they are now tied for fourth place.
Pending
with
Danalisa.
Jeff Merck. That is, of course, unofficial, but that most likely will be tied for fourth. Trent Drum, Kerry Cleaver, Timothy Smith, James Haney, Judd Danielson, Jeremy Crandell rounds out the field. But yeah, as you said, pending Dan Lisa, they will be tied. So the question there, who gets it in that situation?
Oh, I will just have to go through these interviews, and hopefully Ron's down there doing it really, really quick.
Well, let's start from the back up. We'll start with third place then and give them some time. We'll start with Brandon Thornhill. I'll get Brandon Thornhill. Brandon Thornhill, if you got a copy on me.
I got you, Matt. How you doing tonight, man?
Well, that was probably one of the most exciting battles for third place I've ever seen in my life. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I kind of was almost settled on fourth. I didn't think I was going to get around Mitchell, but he had to check up for Justin, and when he did, I really didn't mean to hit him like that. The first thing I did was apologize because I didn't want to be that guy to take somebody out on the last lap like that.
All right, well, how'd that car handle for the majority of the race? What was the big thing there?
Tire conservation. Tires, and I mean it was a lot tighter than what this set's been lately for this new tire model. So I was concentrating on tires and everything else. It's kind of starting to feel like the old days again before the tire model. So maybe they started to get something right. I don't know.
All right. Well, anyone you want to thank? Sponsors, that kind of thing?
Man, just John, Ronald, and Jeff, and Mitch, and Justin for being good enough to have that kind of a race at the end. That was a lot of fun, man. That really was. I'm huffing and puffing right now.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, man. Great job on the third place finish.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. And Jeff Wood with Justin Michael for second.
Yeah, I got the 87 up here. Talked to him a lot. Second place finish. Yeah, tried to put a couple moves on him those last 5 laps. Didn't work. We talked to Merck earlier. Clean air just seemed to be key out front.
Yeah, definitely. Every time you're behind somebody, it just pushes like a dump truck. And, I mean, it showed there when Mitchell couldn't get around me there right before that last pit stop. So, but, I mean, second, it's all good. We're running for points, so we're locked in now. And we'll all be even next week, so it's just whoever finishes first. Or finishes the highest, I should say.
Is that official? Was that the official notion from the top?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I was only 1 point out of first, and I finished second, so I can only imagine.
You were 1 point out of Mitchell Reeves for first place. You finished 2 points up, so there's at least a 1 point to 2 point gap there going into Michigan. Do you feel confident in this truck at Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, we really like that track. I haven't ran there with the new tire model, so I think it'll be a nice even playing field. But I've always ran good at Michigan. Yeah, practice. We'll practice some this week, but I like that track a lot. It's a momentum track, so we should do good. We should do all right.
All right. Well, 87 second place. Let us know who you have to thank.
Just everybody out there watching. You guys for always calling a good race. John for putting on a good leg, and I tell you, next week should be pretty exciting.
All right, Justin. Well, we'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and last up, it is race winner, the one and only, breaking the ASN curse, Jeffrey Merck. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, yeah, I am running that pretty ASN paint job for you boys tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, that you are. How's that win feel?
It feels really good. I think I'm still about 2 points short though, of making the final four, but I did everything I could do, and that's all I can say.
Yeah, points just in. You are too short there, Merc.
Man, I mean, hey, you gave it a great run, though. I mean, that was when we saw that pit strategy you did, we kind of thought you might have been a little bit crazy staying out that long. Number one, how did you save that much fuel? That's the big question.
I mean, I was just kind of easy on it, you know. I didn't know, I knew I wasn't fast enough. I don't think my strategy would have worked out. And then that caution came out, and call everybody a lap down except a few guys, and then I went in and got four, and I think the guys behind me took two, and I was able to hold them off. I really had to throw a really big block on Michael down the back to keep him behind me. I kind of told him over the radio, sorry about that, but you know, I had to put as many points as I could between me and Chadwick, and still turned up too short, didn't it?
Well, how'd that truck handle for you during the majority of the race?
It did run pretty good. I didn't have any complaints about it. It was a little snug. Hurt the tires. If you hurt the tires early, it just got worse and worse and worse. I knew the only chance I got was to get off cycle with the fast guys, and hopefully Lady Luck played her part, and she did, and we brought home the W.
All right. Well, anyone you want to mention?
Yeah, big boss man John Hendrick for painting up his ASN. ASN for doing the broadcasts. Support our troops. Abruzzi Racewear, Scoops Old Fashioned Ice Cream, RaceGear.com. Guys over at Max Speed TV. All the guys that do what they do to keep the show running.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, man. Great job on the finish. Great job on the win. Hey, I know you're not in for the championship next week, but hopefully we can see you go to victory lane there as well.
We'll give it our best shot.
All right. Have a great night, my man. All right, folks, and from all of us at the American Sim Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We'll see you all next week to go championship racing. Don't forget dirt racing tomorrow night, Sim 500 over the weekend. We have a full schedule still coming at you for this weekend of racing. See you all then. Have a great night, everybody.